want to tell you about a conversation. Someone close to me, someone smart, someone capable, someone who worked hard every day of their life, asked me a question about investing. They said, if I put in $1,000 today, how much can I make? I told them honestly. At a strong historical return, around 15% annually, you would gain approximately $150 in the first year. They never invested a dollar. And here's what that decision actually cost them. $1,000 invested at 15% annual return, adding just $100 per month, less than a tank of gas per week, over 20 years. $150,000. Not from $150 in year one, from staying, from $100 per month, from one decision made once and never reversed. That $150,000, as we showed you in our retirement video, covers retirement entirely for many middle-class viewers when combined with Social Security. It is the foundation of financial freedom. It is the starting point for your own business. It is the moment you stop working for someone else because you have to and start choosing what your days look like. All of it, from $100 per month. The barrier was not the money. The barrier was never the money. Today we are going to talk about what the barrier actually is, and more importantly, exactly how to remove it. My name is Sage. I spent over a decade inside the financial system as a Series 7 licensed financial advisor and consumer lender at major financial institutions. Here at Financial Methods, our goal is simple: to give you more actionable financial knowledge in one video than most people get from an entire book on the subject. Knowledge that took years to accumulate inside the system, delivered to you in plain language right here for free. Stay with me, because what we cover today is the video that makes every other Financial Methods video actually work. The strategies are real. The funds are real. The math is real. But none of it moves until the mindset moves first. If you are not subscribed yet, please do that right now. Let's go. We are going to cover 5 mental barriers that stop middle-class investors before they start. And right after each one, 2 specific counters, not generic advice. 2 specific ways successful investors think and act differently. 1 counter for the mind, 1 counter for the heart, because most people need both. Barrier 1. I need to know more before I start. This is the most common barrier in middle-class investing, and it feels completely responsible. Doing research before making a decision is wise. Being informed before committing money is sensible. So why is this a barrier? Because the threshold keeps moving. The investor who says, I need to know more in January, says the same thing in July. The information accumulates. The confidence does not. Because the feeling of readiness is not produced by information. It is produced by action. Counter 1, for the mind, the Financial Methods Library, video 7 through 13, covers every concept a beginning investor needs. The 2-question research framework from video 9, the account opening walkthrough from video 10, the 3 dividend funds from video 13, the retirement number calculation from video 11. Anyone who has watched this far already knows enough to start. The knowledge threshold has been crossed. What remains is the decision. Counter 2, for the heart. The feeling of not knowing enough never disappears by learning more. It disappears by doing something. The first contribution, $50, $100, $200, whatever you have, changes how you feel about what you know. Not because your knowledge increased, because you acted on it. The action produces the confidence that waiting was supposed to provide. Start first. The certainty follows. Barrier 2. The return in year 1 feels too small to make it worth it. This is the barrier that cost the person in our opening story $150,000. They heard $150 in year 1 and walked away. And the decision made complete sense in the context of 1 year. Counter 1 for the mind. Judging an investment by its year 1 return is like judging whether a tree is worth planting by how tall it is after 1 week. The tree does not care about your impatience. It is growing anyway. The question is whether you are still there when it provides shade. Here is what the same $1,000 actually looks like across time. Adding $100 per month at 15% annual return. Year 1, approximately $1,280 total. Gain $280. Year 5, approximately $9,800 total. Gain $8,800. Year 10, approximately $27,000 total. Gain $26,000. Year 20, approximately $150,000 total. Gain $149,000. Year 1 is not the story. Year 20 is. And if you watch video 11, you already know that $150,000 combined with Social Security covers retirement entirely for many middle-class viewers, $100 per month. That is the retirement security most people think is out of reach, built from $100 per month and one decision made once. Counter 2 for the heart. The person who walked away because year 1 felt too small missed $149,000 in gains. Not because investing is complicated, not because the market was unfavorable, because year 1 was the wrong measuring stick for a 20-year decision. That mistake was made once, paid for forever. The question is not whether year 1 feels worth it. The question is whether year 20 does, and year 20 always does. Barrier 3. I'll start when things settle down. The election is coming. The market looks uncertain. The economy feels unstable. This moment does not feel like the right time. There will be a better moment soon. There will not be. Counter 1. For the mind, the market has never fully settled. Every decade has produced a reason to wait. The 2008 financial crisis, the 2020 pandemic crash, every election cycle, every inflation surge. The investors who waited for calm missed every recovery. The investors who started during uncertainty, who kept their automatic contributions running through every downturn, built wealth through conditions that convinced everyone else to pause. Counter 2 for the heart. When things settle down is another way of saying when I feel safe. Investing through uncertainty never feels completely safe. But here is what the compound interest table makes undeniable. Every month you wait is a month of compounding you never get back. Time does not pause while you wait for calm. The tree keeps growing for the person who planted it. For everyone else, the shade belongs to someone else. Right here, if this is making sense to you, hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already part of this community. Keep watching. We are just getting started. Barrier 4. Investing feels too risky. This one deserves the most honest answer we can give, because it is not wrong. Investing carries real risk. Markets go down. Accounts lose value temporarily. That is real, and it deserves acknowledgement. But here is what the conversation about investing risk almost never includes. Counter 1. For the mind, not investing is also a risk. The risk of inflation quietly eroding every dollar saved in a standard account. The risk of one unexpected medical bill or job loss resetting years of careful saving. The risk of working indefinitely because no passive income was ever built. The risk of reaching retirement age with Social Security as the only income source. The question was never risk or no risk. The question was always which risk you are choosing. Most middle-class Americans have been choosing the second set of risks their entire lives while believing they were playing it safe. Counter 2, for the heart. The middle class has been taught to fear the visible risk of investing while living quietly with the invisible risk of not investing every single day. A market drop is visible. It shows up on a screen. It feels like a loss. The slow erosion of purchasing power, the absence of passive income, the dependence on a single employer, those are invisible. They do not show up on a screen. They show up decades later when the options have narrowed. Financial methods exist to make both risks visible. So the choice is genuinely informed, not fear-driven. Barrier 5, this works for other people, not someone like me. This is the quietest barrier, the one most people never say out loud. The belief that the investing world belongs to people with different backgrounds, different family knowledge, different starting points, that the door was open for others and closed before you arrived. Counter 1 for the mind. The funds we discussed in videos 9 and 13, CGDV, RDVY, SCHD, are available to anyone with a Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard account opened in 15 minutes online with no minimum balance required. The access barrier does not exist. It only feels like it does because nobody told you it was already open. Counter 2, for the heart. This is the belief the financial system benefits from most. A middle-class person who never invests works forever, spending everything they earn on products and services that build other people's wealth. The system did not design financial education for the middle class. It designed financial products for the middle class to consume. Financial methods exist because that gap is real and because the information that belongs to you was never made available to you. You belong in the investing world. You have always belonged there. The only thing that was missing was someone telling you clearly and showing you exactly how. Now that we have named the barriers, here is the other side. Not inspiration, not a motivational poster, 5 specific behaviors that separate investors who build wealth from investors who mean to. Hidden gem. Number 1. Behavior 1. They ask a different question. Most people ask, what will I make this year? Successful investors ask, what is the historical probability that this investment is worth more in 10 years than it is today? Different question, different emotional outcome, different result. Concrete step. Before your next investment decision, write down this question and answer it before you decide anything else. What does this look like in 10 years? If you cannot answer it, that is the research to do, not whether the market feels right this week. Behavior 2. They automate to remove emotion. The biggest mistake most middle-class investors make is actively deciding each month whether to invest. Some months they do. Some months circumstances intervene. That inconsistency destroys compounding more than any market downturn ever could. Concrete step. Set your automatic monthly contribution today. On payday, before the money reaches your checking account, set one annual reminder to review it, only to increase it, never to stop it. Emotion removed, compounding protected. Behavior. 3. They reframe market drops. When the market drops 10%, a successful investor's automatic monthly contribution buys 10% more shares than it did the month before. A market drop is a sale on the exact assets they were already planning to buy. That reframe is not bravado, it is mathematics. The shares are cheaper. The automatic purchase captures the discount automatically. Concrete step. Save this on your phone right now. Read it the next time the market drops. My automatic contribution just bought more shares than last month. This is working exactly as it should. Behavior 4. They measure against themselves, not others. Social media, colleagues, family conversations. The comparison trap costs middle-class investors more in emotional decision-making than any market event. Successful investors measure one thing. Am I ahead of where I was exactly 1 year ago? Concrete step. Set one annual calendar reminder, same date every year, to open your investment account and compare your current balance to your balance exactly 1 year prior. That is the only comparison that matters. If it is larger, and historically it almost always will be, you are winning. Behavior 5. They start before they feel ready. The feeling of readiness is not a prerequisite for investing. It is a byproduct of it. The investor who opens an account with $500 today feels differently about investing next week than they did this week. Not because they learned more, but because they did something. The action produces the confidence that waiting was supposed to provide. Concrete step. Set a specific date. Not soon, not eventually, a specific calendar date within the next 7 days to open your account and make your first contribution. Write it down. Tell one person. The specificity of the commitment is what makes it real. Hidden gem number 2. We showed you the table earlier. Now let's make it even more real. $100 per month. That is $3.33 per day. One fewer coffee, one fewer impulse purchase, one subscription canceled, $1,000 starting, $100 per month, 15% annual return. Consistent with the funds we have discussed across this channel. Year 5, approximately $9,800. Options begin to appear. Year 10, approximately $27,000, a business starting point, an emergency fund that never runs out, a down payment that was not possible before. Year 15, approximately $63,000, financial flexibility most people around you do not have. Year 20, approximately $150,000, combined with Social Security, retirement covered for many middle-class viewers, as we showed in video 11. The option to stop working for someone else, the foundation for whatever comes next. $3.33 per day. That is the price of the investing mindset applied consistently over time. And remember, you are in control of this at every step. Every raise, you decide how much more to add. Every tax refund, you decide whether it accelerates the timeline. Every paid off debt, you decide whether that freed payment builds something that pays you back for the rest of your life. The starting point is yours to choose. The acceleration is yours to control. Start wherever you are. Adjust as you grow. Share this video with the one person in your life who keeps saying they will start investing someday. You know who that is. Send it to them right now and subscribe, because next week we keep going. Hidden gem. Number 3, 5 moves. Move 1, identify your barrier. Go back to chapter 1. Which of the 5 barriers is yours? Name it. Write it down. The barrier you name loses some of its power. The barrier you never acknowledge runs the conversation without your input. Move 2. Apply the counter that fits. For whichever barrier you identified, go back to its 2 counters. Which one landed for you? The intellectual counter or the emotional one? Write that counter down alongside the barrier. That pairing is your personal reminder the next time the barrier shows up. And it will show up. That is normal. Having the counter ready is what makes a difference. Move 3. Set your automatic contribution this week, not next week, this week. Whatever your starting amount, $50, $100, $200, set it to transfer automatically on payday. If you need the account opening walkthrough, it is in video 10. If you need the fund selection framework, it is in videos 9 and 13. Everything you need is already in the Financial Methods library. Move 4. Set the annual review reminder. Open your calendar right now. Pick one date per year, your birthday, January 1st, any date you will remember. Set a recurring reminder, 1 hour per year. Review your balance versus 1 year ago. Increase your contribution if possible. That is the entire ongoing maintenance cost of building wealth. Move 5. Tell one person. The research on commitment is clear. Stating a specific intention to another person dramatically increases the probability of follow-through. Tell one person, a friend, a family member, anyone, that you are starting your investment account this week. That conversation makes a commitment real in a way that a private intention rarely does. I want to speak to someone specific right now. You have watched the videos, you understand the funds, you have seen the numbers, you know about the Roth IRA and the dividend ETFs and the retirement formula and the compound interest table. And you have not started yet. I am not judging that. I understand it completely. The barriers we covered today are real. They are not signs of weakness or laziness or lack of intelligence. They are the natural result of a financial system that was never designed to make investing feel accessible to you. But here is what I want you to hear, and I mean this completely. Every week you wait is a week of compounding you never get back. Not because the market is perfect, not because the timing is ideal, but because the tree does not grow for the person who is still deciding whether to plant it. The investing world is not waiting for you to feel ready. It is waiting for you to start. And the moment you do, the moment that first automatic transfer goes through, something changes. Not in the market, in you. You stop being someone who is going to invest someday. You become an investor. And that changes everything. We will be here every step of the way. If this video is resonating with you, like it. Share it with the person in your life who needs to hear this today. And subscribe, because next week we keep going. The more you know, the more you grow. I'm Sage, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, we are not done. Next time we bring you something else the financial industry would rather you never fully understood. Stay subscribed. You do not want to miss it.